everybody chill. See, I been a ghetto boy without the 209. Little homie facing life, he getting crucified. Hard times had me sitting down cooking rhymes. Remember bumming for $1, snorting heavy lines. But I leveled up, fell victim to a sacrifice, making clever moves with my pawns and knives. Most wanted in the...
Hey, yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, full of blessing. Like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. So with that being said, man, this one hit a little close to home, and I'll let you guys know why in a minute. So with that being said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, always leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Check the links in the description for my Apple and Spotify music. Go ahead and run my streams up, and you can check out my playlist section on my YouTube channel and check out my music right there. Thank you guys for you guys' time. Most importantly, thank you guys for you guys' support. Now, this was a trip, right? Somebody let me know about it, and when I seen the article and I watched the footage, I was like, man, I know this girl. Now, I don't know her on a personal basis, like face-to-face, knowing each other, but we just follow each other on Instagram. That's about it. You know, I've commented on some of her stories. We never had a conversation even on Instagram, but I know she was following my page and I followed her page. Mutual support kind of thing, but that's as far as it's ever went. She was a young, beautiful girl with a family. I don't know her circumstances. I don't know her background. I wasn't one of those ones that was thirsty in her DMs. I just, you know, she was a beautiful girl, but she had a family. She did her thing. She was from Salinas. By all means, I support anybody that follows me, man. I try to at least try to do my best about that. So anyways, in the article, obviously she went missing for a while. And detectives, you know, conducted an investigation, led to an undisclosed location somewhere in Gilroy, and found some remains. And it just happened to be hers. Now, the suspect that's being accused of this homicide, allegedly, I have to say the word allegedly because, you know, I don't want him to sue me like everybody else has been trying to sue me. But still, allegedly, he was already busted in the county jail on similar charges. And now he's being, should I say, investigated in regards to this. And he happens to be the ex-boyfriend of her. Now, I can't sit here and say, oh, man, he's guilty, bro, just based on what the article says. Because sometimes, you know, the news articles have led me in the wrong in the past. But either way, I'm not caring about whether he's guilty, whether he's not. That's for the justice to decide. That's for the courts to decide. But we got a woman who had a family, who's now leaving a family behind because of some altercation which took place. And I'm only going to sit here and make assumptions. I'm only going to sit here and throw out scenarios because you've been hearing about it a lot. Since I've been out of jail, I always hear about the same thing. Who knows what took place between her and her ex-old man? Who knows if that individual was the kind of type to stalk her or didn't want to see her with nobody else? How many times have I made posts or made comments about situations where a man doesn't want to see his ex-girl dating another man? The article I post, which I kind of worded it wrong, you know, a dude took out his ex-girlfriend's own man because he didn't want to see her with another dude. That's how young-minded and pathetic people are becoming nowadays. You know, they fall in love too easy. I remember back then it was women that were falling in love hard and guys were, you know, playing the role. Now it's the other way around, man. Edgar's got, you know, soft emotions, way too emotional. I talk to a lot of girls nowadays, and they be like, man, dudes get feelings too easy, man. They fall in love within a week. But like, they're chill, bro, chill. Like, things change. Times have changed. But I don't understand. And like I said, this is only an assumption based on the allegations. If he took her out for whatever reason, I don't give a damn what the reason is, to be honest with you. If he, in fact, is responsible for her and her death, it's unfortunate, bro, because as a man, to me, I don't even like when dudes put hands on other women. You know, yeah, there is circumstances where sometimes dudes get out of control, or, you know, like I told you guys before, a woman will press his buttons or enrage him to the point where he overreacts. Or sometimes there's women out there who act like dudes and put hands on dudes, and the dude just reacts like, hey, man, get up off me, back up, pushes him, and then she presses charges, and all he did was push her, or he might have slapped her once. Whatever the case may be, I guess you could say I'm a little old school. I understand men mistreat women a lot, so sometimes, you know, you can't blame a woman for reacting a certain way and overreacting and developing some type of rage and anger towards a man where she just loses it. Oh, well, man, a lot of men put a lot of women through a lot, or women put men through a lot, where sometimes a man just overreacts too. We got to learn how to control our emotions. Because this is time and time again where you hear about situations where a dude took a woman's life. Other way around, it's the same scenario. I'm looking at it as an equal opportunity way to vouch for what's taking place and disagree with what's really going on. I just could never see myself taking the life of another woman. I could never do that. Especially doing that in that sense and then trying to get rid of the body, burying it somewhere else. Like, bro, like, you're just making matters even worse. It's bad enough you took a woman's life, but you're making matters even worse by trying to get rid of the body and then for then the family to find the body in an undisclosed location, bro. Like, that's an all bad scenario altogether. I don't think no man in this planet Earth should ever take the life of a woman. Bro, it's not back in the day where they used to do that to women, when the churches were doing that to women, when the kings were doing that to women. Bro, we're past all those days. Men need to learn how to respect women, but women also need to learn how to respect men, because in 2023, I see a lot of women on social media, like, they're mean and rude to men nowadays, and they mistreat men now because, you know, being with a woman and being a woman now with all the empowerment and all the rights and all the movements that's taken place that has you know, superiored the concept of being a woman, what a woman is. Yeah, I get that, but you can't let that get to your head too, where you think you could just mistreat women for who you are and how beautiful you are or how thick you are. I see it a lot too on social media. Women talk a lot of smack about men, but it doesn't give any man the excuse or the right to overreact and do something harmful to another woman, period. But my ex-wife snitched on me in my case, and it was one of the reasons why I had no choice but to confess to 4 robberies, just to get her out of it, which she didn't even know I was trying to do that for her anyways. But even if I didn't confess and save her life so she didn't get her kids taken away, she still told on me. I would have got 15 years plus even more, regardless. So the circumstances, you know, they vary. But to this day, man, I see her on social media, man, living a life, man. She's happy. She got a girlfriend, not a boyfriend, so I don't know if I ruined that. But still, I'm happy to see her live. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of these dudes like, oh, man, if a woman told, like, these Mexican mafia members, they're taking out wives, they're taking out women, they're green-lighting women. Like, bro, when is it okay to treat a woman like that? To put hands on a woman? You got gangs out here running gang trains on women, and then when they get accused of rape, then they want to green-light the woman and have their homegirls beat up this girl. Like, bro, I guess you could say times have changed. I guess I'm from the old school where, like, man, I've always been a type, I've never been aggressive. I don't believe in pimping and pandering, and I don't believe in, you know, exploiting a woman for her body and making her sell it so you can get a bag. Nah, by all means, bro. If a woman's gonna do that, it's her choice. I'm against all that. But most importantly, I'm against taking a woman's life because you couldn't see her with another man, or you couldn't help the fact that you couldn't move on and she did. I don't know what the circumstances were for Alyssa was. I really don't. I just know that I was a supporter on my Instagram channel. She liked my post, I've liked hers, but we never had an exchange of words. But I would never want no harm to that woman or any woman. I got a lot of women supporters on my Instagram from my YouTube channel, and I want the best for them. They got my support wholeheartedly. Whatever they ask for me, whatever they want from me, whatever it is that they want me to support when it comes to their business, their life, their promotions, their choices. You know, they got my support just like I got theirs. So when somebody shouted to me today, I'm gonna be like, hey man, she lost her life. And I pressed the link to her Instagram, and I realized, like, I knew I followed her. The picture I seen right here didn't resemble the ones I was seeing on Instagram, but still, once I realized, like, man, we follow each other, we supported each other's posts, that's very unfortunate. I don't know what's gotten into people. I don't know what gets into men. I'm just speaking on behalf of men because I can't speak from a woman's perspective. I could be sympathetic and understand, and I get, you know, in the comment sections it's going to go a little crazy. But sometimes, man, I don't get mad when a woman overreacts and puts hands on a dude. Maybe that dude just pushed her buttons. Okay, how much damage can she really do unless she's pulling out a strap or a knife? And then you got to defend yourself. But I think men and women nowadays all we do is hurt each other. All we do is play on each other's emotions. All we do is manipulate each other. All these men and women now in 2023 that I see, they all want supposedly relationships, but each one got 2 side pieces. Then they beat each other up over the side pieces, and then they go mess with each other's side pieces, and then they get back together. All toxic relationship. That's all I see nowadays. Hashtag toxic relationship. Toxic. I don't want a toxic relationship. I want a woman that's going to ride my wave with me, that's going to build with me, that's going to be committed to me. If she don't want nothing to do with me and she decides to leave me for another man, hey, man, you be happy for her. Most importantly, be happy for yourself that, man, the circumstances didn't work out. You didn't waste years of your life trying to make something work that wasn't going to work, that was inedible, that was going to break up eventually. But you ain't got to hate somebody because they moved on. Or you ain't got to hate somebody because they're no longer with you. And most importantly, you ain't got to mistreat somebody, hurt somebody, or take somebody's life because they chose somebody else. I don't get what's going on nowadays. I trip out on it. I see it all over social media. The video I'm about to do next, It's gonna blow your mind, the circumstances and what I'm about to talk about. And I say this because I did 15 years in prison, right? I didn't have a lot of relationships when I was younger. I was just messing around with girls, being a dog, being a little hoe, being a little hoochie daddy. So I never knew what it was like, man. Tawny was my first relationship. And I liked it. I was cool. I never understood the concept of the relationship, but the concept of a relationship is so beautiful and it's so meaningful. You know, but nowadays everybody's in a relationship looking at other women, talking to other guys, whatever the case may be. I mean, loyalty is hard to find. Trust is the big issue nowadays. I do get that. Nowadays, I see everybody has a concept of relationship like, hey, I'm just with this girl, but I can do whatever I want when I want. I can bone her and bone her and bone her and expect like not her feelings to get hurt. But the same applies to women. Women have the men's mentality that men's mentality has been having for the last 20, 30 years. Women are starting to become that, where I don't even think nobody knows the concept of a relationship is no more, to be honest with you. But that's all it is, man. We're all just hurting each other. And then it's leading to emotionals and rages and anger issues and toxic traits where, man, I see girls talking about, man, you ain't gonna leave me for another girl. I will book you to death. Like, you serious? Like, maybe you just weren't woman enough for him. Maybe you just couldn't take care of him. Maybe your woman couldn't keep this man happy. Maybe you didn't make his lunch every time he did 12-hour shifts. You never know. But in no way, shape, or form is it excusable for a man to take a woman's life. I don't care. I know the other circumstances have to be equal. I do get that. And I do know that, you know, there's women like Jodi Arias, whatever her name was, you know, she did that. Man, that was a crazy woman. I know women do it back to men, but you hear more about men doing it to women, at least across my social media, you know, platforms. I've been seeing that. I just don't understand when it went wrong. So for this circumstances, I can really say this, man, justice for Alyssa. You know, I hope this trial, I hope they find whatever happened. Justice is served. You know, she does not deserve to be gone. She does not deserve to be gone, man. So, my prayers and condolences to the family, man. I'm so sorry about your loss. I don't know the circumstances, so I'm not going to sit here and make the assumption like, oh, yeah, he did it. But the article does say he's being charged as a suspect. And to me, that was enough to make this video and make it a point. Like, we got to start treating each other better. And we got to stop taking advantage of each other. Men got to stop taking advantage of women's emotions and their vulnerability. And women need to learn to appreciate man for what he can contribute and what kind of provider he is. But if you guys are going to be dogs, you guys are going to be dogs, man. I can't say nothing for you. You're just going to have to take what you got coming in regards to how you're going to be treating each other. But most importantly, man, we got to learn. We got to go back to the old school days where we learn how to love one another and be committed to one another. And if you guys are not happy together, doesn't mean that you shouldn't be happy to see them with somebody else. Be happy that they're with somebody else. Be happy that they're happy. Even though they couldn't make you happy, at least be happy that somebody else made them happy. You know, be happy for somebody else for once. So with that being said, like I always say, it's one life, one chance. When they got one chance to do this right, let's get it done. Peace.